That's a wonderful gift. Thank God that you can do that. So, checking to see if anyone else is on Zoom yet, but no. Grab my mask so I can be closer to people.
So there are going to be kids lighting behind here.
So on Sunday,
Sunday.
yeah, on Sunday outside, we'll have the kids lighting the front of the field.
Okay.
Yeah. Tonight we have a small crowd inside. Hey! How are you?
I'm good. I was just wondering, do you have an extra sheet so I can practice my line?
Oh my gosh, you are crazy, my child. You are so crazy.
Yeah.
I do have a sheet, but then you have to do me a favor tonight.
Yeah.
You have to light the Hanukkah.
Do I have to say the prayers too?
We're all going to say the prayers
Okay.
together.
Yeah, for sure I'll do it.
So just remember that our Hanukkah is set up right now so the cameras and the people.
So that means we light it this
So
way?
no, you're going to light it from here
Yeah.
and go back, which is weird because you're supposed to light from left to right, right? But pretend it's as though you're on this side lighting the Hanukkah, okay?
And
So,
this
this is
one
the
goes-
shamash, yep.
This side
So
is
you
not-
just take it and put it back in. Okay? Awesome. Hi!
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Excellent.
This is Jacob's girlfriend.
Well, welcome. Welcome. It's nice to meet you.
They didn't know the secret password, but they barged in past
Oh,
security
you know.
anyway, and
She is a barger. She is a barger. She is
That's so mean.
I'm telling you.
Why would you do that?
She could be like a tackle on the football team. She'll take you down if you don't let her in. All right, let me go and get that song sheet for you so that you've got it. Hello, Andrea Lawrence. Spotlight for everyone. There we go. Beautiful. Yes, if you have a Hanukkah that you're gonna light, then please bring it up here and set it up. That would be great. Oh, another one's lighted up now. Oh, your electric.
I mean, I can't even keep the bubble machine for the kids in battery. Lit up. Why does this thing still exist? It's shoved in the bottom of the drawer. Yeah, it's really weird.
It'll be perfect. What are you talking about? It's all perfect. Yep. All right, think?
In the first situation,
Yeah.
you know, I don't mind a cold, it's not a big deal. She gets a cold. That's lovely.
Do you need some fire to burn those in?
I think we're okay.
You okay?
Hey,
Oh, goodness.
I just moved the middle one of the shelves.
Nice.
Just tell me what.
There's not a
I
lot.
can't stay that long.
There's not a lot to do.
Okay, but you would tell me, right?
Yeah.
Because of the double lock.
Of course, poor baby.
I know.
Poor little thing.
Poor little thing.
The little thing that Marla never wanted
Never.
and now
She's
loves.
come into the world.
She's
Such a bad situation, you know?
See?
This is bigger print.
No, this is not you.
Oh, it's not?
Let me get you.
Yes, it is.
Nope, that says November 19th. You want the one for Friday, December 3rd.
That would make sense.
Doesn't that make sense?
See, mine's little print. This is big print.
See?
I'm happy.
It's made for you.
I know, I know. I'm gonna do cataract surgery in February.
Oh, you are. Good for you.
Mohs surgery in 2 weeks.
Wait, what's her name?
Mohs, that's where they dig out cancer and then do the margins and then you go home or dig out more. So it's like, it could be anywhere from 1 hour to 4 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Oy, oy.
it just, it's like, it's basically someone's sleep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of
Yeah, yeah.
It's in the eyebrow thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, where you have the little band-aid?
And then where she, that's where she grabbed me.
A little bit. Yeah.
You know, but they're saying it's a plastic surgeon. I said, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell him you'd like a little nip and tuck at the same
I
time.
know. I know, it's so true. So true.
Oh, okay.
We're shocked about the parties now.
Right. Right. Good Shabbos, everyone who's joining us on Zoom. It's great to see you. And we'll be getting started in just a few moments. Yes, please. If you have a Hanukkah with you, then please set it up at the table, and that way we're ready to go. I do. Yes. I think that I've got their names. Rose and High, right? Yes. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. Of course, my dear.
Oh, my son was acting like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I know.
There you go. I'll just sit up right over here.
Our shoes are on.
Oh, they are. How lovely. Let's see if we can get you set up. Only one, huh?
The only one.
Let you take those two candles back.
And if somebody doesn't have it.
David, why don't you walk your lovely wife back to your seat?
David, I need your arm. I need your hand. I need you. Here, please. You want to put this up here in case somebody doesn't have it?
Sure, we could do that. Thank you.
I just need your
She just needs your hand. Huh.
And they had the audacity in the 80s to build a temple, to name it Temple Beth.
The audacity, I like that. Hine מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Chag Urim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah to all of you. And it's so wonderful to welcome you here in our sanctuary, and those of you who are joining us here on Zoom or YouTube or Facebook Live, or all of these wonderful places that you get to experience our services. So tonight you notice that I am up here alone on this bima. Many years ago, I took my wife to see a concert of Barry Manilow on New Year's Eve, and he was sick as a dog doing this concert. And he started off by saying, you know those holiday gifts that you get, and you unwrap them, and you look at it, and you go, thank you, and you really wish you could just give them back? Well, unfortunately, Rabbi Kail has one of those Hanukkah gifts that she wishes that she could give back, and so she can't be with us this evening in person, but she is recovering at home, and hopefully will be able to be with us on Sunday for our big Hanukkah celebration here. But through the gift and the wonderment of technology, we are able to have our rabbi here with us on the screens behind me. So give your attention to the screens. And here's a greeting from our rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome everyone. Tonight we have so many different reasons to rejoice. Not only is it Shabbat, which I know we look forward to throughout the week. Not only is it the Festival of Lights, Hanukkah, but it's two more holidays in addition. Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of a brand new month, and Chag Habanot, the day of celebrating our daughters in honor of the Hanukkah heroine Judith, who saved the Jewish people from the general Holofernes. Tonight, we are blessed, whether online or in person, to be in sacred community with one another. As days grow shorter and darkness is more pervasive, lighting our Hanukkah reminds us that even a small light can radiate through a darkened room. Each night, the light on our Hanukkahot grow. Each night we add one candle because, as Rabbi Hillel teaches, our joy should increase throughout the holiday and perhaps even beyond. Tonight, let us begin our service by lighting our Hanukkahot, our Hanukkah Menorahs.
Thank you, Rabbi. And for those of you that did bring a Hanukkah to light tonight, I want to invite you forward. And to light our congregational Hanukkah, I'd like to invite forward Hannah Bazo, a member of our Speedy Board, our San Pedro Temple Youth. And hopefully we can get all of our shamases to stay lit. There we go. I think we got them. So please come forward if you have a Hanukkah here to light. And if you're here on Zoom and you'd like to light your Hanukkah with us as well, We've got the blessings for you right there on your screen. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav Vetzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. I'm slowing it down so that Morris Ash can get his candles into the Hanukkah in time. Thank you, Morris. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. And as they battle with the candles, we can continue with singing. Ma'osur Yeshuati lechana eleshaveach tikon betefilati vesham toda nezabeach le'etachin matbeach mitzar hamnabeach azegmor got it beshir mizmor Hanukkah mizbeach azegmor beshir mizmor Hanukkah mizbeach. These Chanukiot are being very temperamental, but look how beautiful the light of the Chanukiot are in our sanctuary. And it's so wonderful to have so many members of our community who brought their Chanukiot to light tonight and to be able to share that light. The light of Shabbat and the light of our lives is shared in many different ways, and one of our amazing members here shares her light often through songs that she writes. And we are going to have the wonderful gift a little bit later in the service of being able to see a new video made by my dear friend Alicia Pierce of one of Sandy Sherman's incredible songs. There's something about these candles, her wonderful Hanukkah song that she wrote many years ago, and I've had the pleasure of singing on this bima several times. But also in honor of Shabbat, Lichvod Shabbat and Lichvod Hanukkah, I'd like to invite Sandy and Michael to come forward and to light the Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Oops. Well, what do you know? There you go. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Sandy and Michael.
Thank you.
Perfect. We continue our welcome to Shabbat with song as we join together. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, biri, 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 bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, chiri, biri, biri, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Maya Fe Hayom, what makes this day so beautiful? Shabbat Shalom, the peace and sanctity of Shabbat. Yafe hayom, ma yafe hayom, ma yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom mevorach, Shabbat shalom mevorach, Shabbat shalom. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek, chazak, chazak. Chazek, be strong, and we will be strengthened. Chazak, chazak, and need chazek. Candles burn in the window every Friday night. Listen close and look within. Be part of our light. We're singing together joyfully, passing love along. Shabbat keeps our family. Week by week, we're growing strong. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and we will be strengthened. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabla, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat shalom u'mevorach. And if you are here in our sanctuary and if you are here on Zoom, I want to invite you at this time to reach out to each other, wish each other a hearty Shabbat shalom, and make sure that everyone knows that you are here to wish them Shabbat shalom as well. Rabbi Cassi did mention in her welcome to us that we also celebrate tonight a new month, which actually we celebrate 2 nights in a row because it's one of these strange moments where the month of Kislev is 30 days, which is actually an extra long month. And so we celebrate Rosh Chodesh both on the 30th day of the previous month as well as the first day of the coming month. And so we say, Yeh ratzon milfanech Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu shetchadesh aleinu et hachodesh hazeh letova ve'livracha ותיתן לנו חיים ארוכים, חיים של שלום, חיים של פרנסה, חיים שתהא בנו אהבת תורה ויראת שמיים, חיים שימלאו משאלות ליבנו לטובה. Amen. Our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Tevet hu hayom. The new month of Tevet begins today. And so we welcome this new month with joy and with appreciation and gratitude as we share every day with each other and every month with each other with that same sense of gratitude. So we are prepared now to enter into our prayers of the evening. I invite you, if you are in person and if you are able to, please stand. And if you are joining us on Zoom, you may either stand in body or in spirit as we are called to prayer with the Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMenorah. Baruch Adonai HaMenorah le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Your world is like a puzzle, God, and all the pieces fit together. The sun lights up the earth by day, moon and stars glow at night. Icy winds make us shiver in winter, gentle winds cool us in summer. Red and brown leaves crunch beneath us in fall, flowers smell sweet in the spring. Your world is like a puzzle, God, and all the pieces fit together. We thank God for the world around us. God is everywhere, and God is one. We thank God for the sun and the stars. God is everywhere, and God is one. We thank God for giving us Torah. God is everywhere, and God is one. We thank God for family and friends. God is everywhere, and God is one. When we say Shema, we are saying God is everywhere, and God is one. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise, when you rise, when you rise. Long ago, the Jewish people were slaves in Egypt. You sent Moses to help our ancestors so they could go free to worship you. Still today, there are people who are not free. We pray that they will be set free. Then all who pray to you will sing like Moses, Miriam, and Aaron did. Ooh, not so good. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, osei pele, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. You know, it's always at Hanukkah time that I am so mindful, and I think tonight is a perfect example of how not only is this the darkest time of the year, but it becomes the coldest time of the year. And when I come to the Hashkivenu during the winter months, I'm always mindful of those people who do not have shelter, those in our communities who struggle to find a warm place for the night. And as we pray the Hashkivenu, as we ask God to shelter us beneath God's wings, in the warmth of our homes, in the warmth of this beautiful sanctuary, by the beautiful light of these Hanukkah candles, may we also take into our hearts those who pray that every single night of their lives, that there should be shelter for them at some point, and that they should not have to freeze in the winter months, in these cold, dark times. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us the wrong from right. Amen. 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 V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ריתונם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ריתונם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ריתונם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. As we prepare to enter into our one-to-one conversation with the Holy One of Blessing, our Amidah, I invite you once again, if you are able, to rise in body or in spirit. As we enter in, I ask that you take these words of Reb Nachman of Bratslav to heart. He said, "Every word of one's prayer should be like a rose that is picked from a bush. One gathers rose upon rose until a bouquet is formed and can be offered to God as a beautiful blessing." Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi hagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi hagi tehilatecha. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor veHanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot. ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, the holy God. We continue silently with the words in our Sidurim or the words that are written upon our hearts. And once you've completed your silent prayer, I invite you to be seated. Middle of the Amidah is the only place where we find a piece of liturgy for Hanukkah. these words that speak of the miracles that happen in our lives. Al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hamilchamot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavoteinu bayamim hahem bayamim hahem bayamim hahem bazman hazeh ve'al kulam yitbarach ויתרומם שמך מלכנו תמיד לעולם ועד לעולם ועד על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל ועל התשועות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בימים ההם בימים ההם בזמן הזה. It is our tradition on this family Shabbat to have a story shared by our rabbi. So why should we be any different tonight? So I invite you to give your attention again to the screens behind me and welcome Rabbi Kail for a brief story.
Just like our Hanukkah story, the tales of our people are central to our Jewish identity. A story has the ability to transport us, to speak to us in a way that few things can. That's probably why Temple Beth adopted the tradition many years ago of telling a story on the first Friday of each month. So tonight I'd like to offer you a story called The Pan of Oil by Javert Paver. It was the winter time, and already there was a very thick layer of snow all throughout the land. On the edge of town, there was a small house. It was quiet. The whole town was quiet and dark. It was in the middle of the night, and everyone was sleeping. There was just one light lit in the windowsill, a pan of oil that had been set out with a wick so that it would burn throughout the night. The person who owned the house, his name was Abraham, and Abraham had 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. Now, the people in town could not understand why in the world Abraham would light a pan of oil every single night throughout the winter months. And when the children were young, they didn't question this. They merely accepted it as what it was. But with time, as they grew, they grew curious, wondering where he got this tradition from and what it truly meant. Well, it was the holiday of Hanukkah. And on the first night, Abraham gathered with his wife and his children, and they lit the candle. Abraham went over the story of Hanukkah, the meaning of lighting the candles. They said the blessing, they sang the songs all together. It was then that one of Abraham's children spoke up, seizing the opportunity to ask about this mysterious practice their father had of lighting a pan of oil each night. Abraham took a deep breath. He nodded and he smiled broadly. "Ah, yes," he said. "It started 20 years ago. I was a young man then, about 19 years old. My parents had both died suddenly that year, and I was alone, without family, without money, without a trade. I decided that I had no choice but to leave my home to seek out a fortune for myself. It was the middle of winter, and the wind was bitingly cold. But I had hope in my heart that I'd be able to find my way. I walked for a long, long time, with long stretches, praying that soon I would find some place that I can find home. A snowstorm began to rage, and I began to worry if I'd be swallowed by the storm as it grew stronger and stronger. I gathered my strength and began to run, hoping to find someone, anyone to welcome me in, anyone to help. I ran until my legs could run no longer. My strength gave out and I fell in the snow, tired and alone. The soft snow felt like a bed. And then suddenly I saw, as if in a dream, a light that was shining somewhere in the distance. I opened my eyes and with difficulty, I saw it again. A light there in the distance. It seemed to be coming from a house, glowing, beckoning me in. Somehow I was able to get up. I walked to the home where the owner opened the door for me. I fainted. For 2 weeks, I lay in bed with a high fever, in and out of consciousness. And when I finally came to, I saw that the owners were a Jewish couple and their young daughter. They were all there, deeply worried about my health. I would in time, of course, regain my strength and my health. But I would come to learn that the night that I had arrived at this house happened to be the first night of Hanukkah. The light that I had seen in the distance was the glow of that very first candle. It was the light that brought me to this house, my children, in which you now live. I told the owner all about myself. I asked if I could stay and help him with the farm, and he welcomed me. That couple is no longer alive, but as you might have guessed, I married his daughter. I married your mom. Ever since then, as soon as winter comes and the snow arrives, I light the pan of oil. I put it in the windowsill each night so that it will shine far over the road. I hope that it will give heart to those who might be out late in the night, so that they won't get lost, so that they can find safety and warmth. The glow of that candle gave me so much, and I too wish to create light in the world so that I can give so much to others as well.
those candles that fills us up with joy. They set our hearts in motion, just like a dreidel toy. There's something about those candles that says do not forget. It's more than just another tale. Remember tears and sweat. There's something about those candles. There's passion in each flame. To all who fight for freedom, the journey is the same. There's something about those candles that shed their light each year. The miracle of Hanukkah is that we still are here. Hanukkah, let each candle help us see. Hanukkah, let's thank God that we are free. Hanukkah, let it shine in you and me and glow with hope from long ago. There's something about those candles, the peace that they create, the mystery and wonder about the number 8. There's something about those candles, how they defy the dark. When each one is ignited, it lights a holy spark. Hanukkah, let its light make us aware. Hanukkah, there's a world that needs repair. Hanukkah, let each candle be a prayer and glow with hope from long ago. There's something about those candles, something about those candles, something about those
And again, just a huge thank you to Sandy Sherman for writing this incredible song and for sharing it not just with Temple Bethel, but with the world. Just a beautiful, beautiful song. And to my friend Alicia Pierce, huge, huge thanks for creating this beautiful video. So I know that it means a lot to you as well, Sandy. So. At this time in our service, we take a moment to remember those who are in need of God's healing presence, those who may need refuat haguf, healing of the body, or refuat hanefesh, healing of the soul. And so as I look through our congregation tonight, I will invite you to share the names of your loved ones for whom you are asking God's healing presence. And if you are with us here on Zoom, I invite you to share those names of your loved ones in the chat so that we might share all of these names together and be able to take them all into our hearts with our own. Pat Wade, Robin Gregson. Also shared with us on Zoom, we have the names of Ethan Shahan, Howard and Susan Reese, Pat Wade, Sarah Gill, Paul Byer, Lori Skoll, Mitch Rosen, Patricia Smith, Sunny, Susie, Cassie Felberg, Josh Montgomery, Nathaniel, Peggy Shima. Of course, all of us pray for a speedy recovery for Rabbi Cassi, Stephen Janessi, Sam Morris, and Jerry Simon. We take all of these names into our hearts with our own, excuse me, as we join together with these words of Mishaberach Lecholim, the blessing for those who are in need of God's healing presence. Patrick Clark, Gina Vietro, and all in our hearts. Mishebeirach Avoteinu Mekor Abracha Lemoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor abracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all of those in need. And we all say, Amen. The Aleinu, our penultimate prayer, if you will, is meant to give us a direction, is meant to drive us forward and to drive us to action. At Hanukkah time, there's actually a song that does the same thing. And so tonight for our Aleinu, we're going to share in these words of not by might, not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. The children sing, the children dream, and their tears may fall, but you'll hear them call, and another song will rise, another song will rise, another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, by Spirit alone משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו these times of the holidays, we all feel a nearness of those who have gone before us. We all feel that sense of longing for the person missing from that chair, for the person who is no longer in our physical world, but who lives so much through us. On this Shabbat, we are mindful of those who recently passed, those who are being remembered by our congregational friends and family. Trinity Donias, a friend of the Pogorelskis, still in the period of Shloshim, and Katie J. Scott and Gabriel Starring, friends of the Brooks family. We are also mindful of those who have passed at this time in years past, those whose yortzeit we remember and memorialize this Shabbat. Stuart Alexander, Shirley Alpern, Leona Baker, Henry J. Belzer, Armin Borgita, Eliezer Buttman, Rose Cherns, Hi Cherns, David Dwoskin, Paul Eagle, James Eula, Janet Fisher, Martin I. Friedman, Morris Garrison, Herman Goldberg, Fischel Greenbaum, Bluma Greenberg, Marion Gross, Ben Gerwitz, Richard Hoffman, Richard B. Hoffman, Sheila Jerkowitz, David Kane, Glenn Kostick, Marjorie R. Kotzen, Frank Levitt, Irma Lopati, Maurice McGilnick, Alan Miller, Rose Mitnick, William Milinarski, Anna Oleski, Roger Picard, Ronald Pilchick, Abraham Richards, Helen Rosen, Louis Skoll, Maurice Spielberg, Louis Euler, Beverly Veneker, Harry Weinberg, Helen Weiss, Milton Weiss, Bernard Wilner, and Martin Butchie Zeed. Additionally, I see that we have names being shared in our chat. Stephen Gianetto, who passed earlier this week. I'm so sorry to hear that. And Linda Lester. If you are remembering someone tonight and we neglected to share their name aloud, I invite you to please stand and share their name. Then I invite all of us to please stand in body or in spirit as we share in these words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei ve'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari ve'ibru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. You may be seated as I invite forward one of our co-presidents, Marla Schwartz, to come forward and share with you some wonderful announcements for this incredible weekend ahead of us.
Shabbat Shalom online or technology, wherever you are, and Shabbat Shalom to everybody here in our beloved sanctuary. What a pleasure it is for me to represent your Temple Bethel Board of Directors. We really hope that all of you are enjoying all this week in celebration of Hanukkah, however you may be doing so. As we continue celebrating the last a few nights of Hanukkah, I'd like to take a few minutes now and share some announcements with you. Before I do that, I was thinking, I wanted to keep this theme that you started out with, Cantor Ilan, about the notion of gifts, the story you told about the concert and Jody, and I realized the overwhelmingness of gifts in this congregational family. That we have this remarkable rabbi who's doing her best, albeit not feeling well, and still showed up. Amazing gift. The gift that you are, Cantor Ilan, leading us in these cherished prayers that I just know that God hears better from your voice than mine, but I appreciate you so much. And I especially enjoyed hearing that prayer about Hanukkah that I'd not ever heard before. It was great. I don't have enough words, or I don't have sufficient words to talk about the gift of Sandy Sherman. What she shares, her talent and her sincerity, and her love for Judaism, and the fact that she practices here with all of us. Sandy and Michael is your best supporter. You really are a gift. It's amazing. I know Michael's pointing to Sandy, but we know it takes two. And I was thinking also the gifts. I was looking at these Hanukkot. Did I say it right? Yay. And I remembered, you remember too, if it weren't for our Grant Perry, we wouldn't have this amazing, really big Hanukkah that is Temple Bethel. That with the way he's so creative, and he made that and built it for all of us. And how nice it is to have that here this evening. And thanks to everybody who was able to participate with your Hanukkah this evening. So lots of gifts. They're not necessarily tangible, right? They're not wrapped in ribbon and paper and that sort of thing. But they're gifts nonetheless. And they touch me, and I just know they touch you as well. Never fear. Shabbat continues, and you have opportunities throughout tomorrow to continue celebrating Shabbat. Children at 9 a.m. are welcome to join Cantor Ilan virtually for breakfast and story time, which will be on Zoom. This program, in conjunction with our friends at PJ Library, is the perfect way for kids to start off the morning. And then right after that, Cantor Ilan moves right over, and he will lead our monthly virtual service of healing for body, mind, and soul. And then lastly, come back, please log back on at 5 p.m. to join with wonderful Pam Tarlow for a half hour of peaceful and soothing meditation practice. I want to spend just a moment here and talking about how much we're looking forward to our wonderful community Hanukkah event this Sunday, December 5th. It begins at 4 p.m. Our celebration will be outdoors on the Temple Beth parking lot. It will be amazing. It will be an amazing evening of consecration of Torah school students, dreidel games, art projects, sweet treats, music from our youth and teen choirs announcing the winners of our Make Your Own Hanukkah contest, and an opportunity to begin celebrating Temple Bethel, our Temple Bethel's 100-year-old anniversary. If you're planning to joining us in person, we'd appreciate your participation on our warm clothing drive. I didn't know about that. I just heard about it. As we're asking for donations of new socks and gently used blankets and sweatshirts in adult sizes. Thank you for your generosity. We're thanking you ahead of time for bringing those in. If you aren't able to join us in person, not to worry. The entire Hanukkah event will also be virtual, and you will find the link in your weekly emails. That weekly email today was another learning opportunity. Whoever knew about Judith? Oh my goodness. Wasn't that fascinating? Lots to learn, everybody, for sure. Again, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for being here online, wherever you are, and for being here. And thank you for leading us tonight.
Thank you so much, Marla. And I will remind you that if you haven't gotten reservations in yet for Sunday, don't worry. Just send an email, tbeoffice@bethlsp.org. Get your reservations in for Sunday. We would love to have everyone here. We're going to be having fire pits where you can make s'mores, and we're going to have suf ganiyot that are going to be spectacular, and I don't even know what else we've got going on. Art projects, and of course our youth and teen choirs, which nobody ever wants to miss. This is the first time they're getting to perform live in 2 years, folks. That's amazing. Their last live performance was 2 years ago, Hanukkah. So really, really exciting, and please come out and support our wonderful community and dress warmly, but it's supposed to actually be much warmer on Sunday, thank goodness. And for those of you who are with us here on Zoom, I want to invite you to stick around and to join in Oneg Shabbat in your breakout rooms as I send you and whisk you away right now to those. So Shabbat Shalom to everyone on Zoom, and to all of you here in person, Shabbat Shalom again, and thank you for being with us on this Hanukkah Shabbat Eve. Don't forget to take home your Chanukiot. How are you, Michael?
Good, Lon. How are you?
You know, I'm here, and that's a good thing.
That's what I hear. That's the way I feel.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a good thing. And look, your Chanukiot burned down perfect timing.
Let's talk about my wife.
Thank you. Not sure how I'm doing everything tomorrow, but I'll do it.
Quick question.
Yes.
So for camp, we were saying like we're gonna do the registration.
Perfect.
But as I said before,
Is Dad good with doing the deposit for registration?
See, I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let me talk with Dad about that.
Or
I'm good.
if it works with you better, we can also talk about it on Sunday.
I don't know what Sunday's gonna look like for me. I
Sure,
feel like
yeah.
it's gonna be crazy day. So, but hold on, give me 1 second, just to finish up here and to make somebody else the host. Who do I want to make the host? Let's make. I'll make Barbara Rangel Gerlitsky the host. That works for me. Ooh, I need to check to see if they stopped the live stream. I think they did. But I'm never busy. Not for you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Live. The Hanukkah was made by Grant Perry back in 2012. And all of our Torah school students at the time helped out as well. So each one of the leaves is made by a different Torah school student. Yeah.